after the invasion. So during this time, there was a leader of a village. Now this leader, he was a good man. When you think of leaders today, you see those guys running for office, or in no matter how big the office is, whether it's a mayor, whether it's a governor, whether it's a president, they're always living in the biggest, finest houses. They're always driving the fanciest cars, and they all have these access to these elaborate expense accounts provided to them off of the sweat of you and I through our taxes. But back in the day, a good leader would have been the poorest man in the village, because he gave, and he gave, and he gave, and he gave, even at the cost of his own comfort. If there was a child that was hungry, he gave his food to that child. If there was a grandma or grandpa that was cold, he would give his own blanket and just move closer to the fire. So the leader that I'm talking about at this time was one of those kind of men. He was a good leader. But now this good leader, he was up there in years. So he knew that his time on this world was almost over. But he had 3 sons, and he raised all 3 of his sons to be good men. So he wasn't sure which one of his sons he would give this responsibility to of taking care of the people. So he gave his sons a task. He told them, I want you to climb up to the top of the mountain and bring back a gift for your people. So the first son started climbing up the east side of the mountain early in the morning. And as the sun was coming up, it was at his back. So as he was climbing up the mountain, he saw these yellow, sparkly stones all over this mountain. And he got about a quarter of the way up the mountain when he realized these yellow, sparkly stones were pieces of gold. And he thought to himself, this will be my gift for the people. So he gathered up as many of these yellow, sparkly stones as he could carry, and he brought them to his father's house and said, Father, this is my gift for the people. With this gift, we can trade it with the white villagers. They love this yellow rock. They will give us anything that they own to possess this yellow stone. That way, our people will always have the same advantages that they have. Is this a good gift, Father? And his father told him, yes, son, that is a good gift. You are a good man. Now the second son, as he was climbing up the mountain, also early in the morning, he was climbing up the south side of the mountain. And as the sun came up, it warmed up the ground. It warmed up the trees. It warmed up the leaves and the petals. And on these leaves and petals, there was dew, which formed a mist that carried sweet fragrances to that young man. So he got about halfway up the mountain when he decided to stop and smell the flowers. So as he was smelling these flowers and looking at these flowers, he realized these were rare and powerful medicines, but they grew all over this mountain. And he decided, this is my gift for the people. So he gathered up as much of this powerful medicine as he could carry, and he brought it to his father's house and said, Father, this is my gift for the people. With this gift, we will always be healthy and happy. We will never die of sickness or disease, and we will all have the opportunity to grow to become old men and old women. Is this a good gift, Father? And his father told him, yes, son, that is a good gift. You are a good man. But now his third son, as he was climbing up the mountain, he found those yellow sparkly stones, and he found that rare and powerful medicine growing all over this mountain. But he did as his father instructed. He climbed all the way to the top of the mountain. And when he got there, there was nothing there but a big rock. So he became confused. What will my gift be? There is nothing here. So as he sat down on this rock, finally he went to the one with all the answers, and he asked the great Creator what it is that he should bring back as a gift for his people. So as he was asking for this help and asking for this guidance, off in the distance, he could hear a sad song. And in this sad song, it was telling everyone to stay away from this village. We are all sick and about to die. And if you do not want to become sick, stay away. So as he heard this sad song, his heart went out to those people, but his mind went to those rare and powerful medicines growing all over that mountain. So as he climbed down the mountain into the direction of this song, he gathered up as much of this medicine as he could carry. And when he got to that village, what he saw was heartbreaking. He saw little babies. He saw moms and dads. He saw grandmas and grandpas. They were all laying on the ground, fighting for their last breaths. So this young man went to work as fast as he could. He pulled the leaves and the petals off of these plants. He put them into a big pot of water, and he started a fire. So while that was boiling, he took those stems of these plants and he smashed them into a paste. And once this medicine was ready, he took it and he fed it to every single person laying on the ground. And once that tea had boiled long enough, he took his dipper and he helped them drink this strong medicine. And once he fed this medicine to every single person that was laying on the ground, there was just a little bit left. He thought of them first before he thought of himself. And so he took that little bit of medicine, hoping it would be enough. And it was. Once he took that little bit of medicine, that sickness was gone. But now these folks had been sick for a little bit. So no one had tended the gardens. So the crops were withered. No one had been hunting. So there was no meat. Winter was coming soon. So this young man thought about the best way to help these people, and he remembered those yellow sparkly stones all over that mountain. So he went back to the mountain and gathered up as many of these yellow sparkly stones as he could carry, and he went to the white village and he made good trades. He got things like horses and buggies. He got gunpowder and rifles and bullets. He got flour, coffee, tea, and sugar, and things of this nature. And once he got all of those supplies, he loaded them up onto those wagons all by himself. He hooked up those horses all by himself and led that entire team of horses and wagons back to that village all by himself. Now, if you folks have ever worked with horses, you know that working with one can be quite trying. So for a young man to lead successfully an entire team of new horses, that's a big deal in itself. But once he got back to that village, he gave every single person a blanket. He portioned out the coffee and the tea and the sugar amongst all of the different houses. And he took those rifles and gunpowder and bullets and he hunted until every household had a good supply of meat to last them through the wintertime. So after the first snow had fallen, the young man was confident that these people were going to be okay now. So he decided it is time to return home. So he walked all the way back to his father's house, and his father welcomed him. Are you hungry? Are you thirsty? Are you tired? He gave his son enough to eat and enough to drink and let him rest. And after he was rested, he asked him, what is your gift for the people? And his son hung his head in shame. I'm sorry, Father. I forgot. I did not bring anything back for my people. He said, well, son, you've been gone for quite a long time. What is it that you have been doing with yourself? So he told his father of hearing that sad song and how he took this powerful medicine to those people that were laying on the ground. He told his father of going back to that mountain and getting these yellow sparkly stones. And he told his father of all those good trades that he made at the White Village. He told his father of all those successful hunts that he had went on and how these people in that village were going to be okay now. And as he was finishing telling his father all of these things, the people from that village, they sent runners. These runners carried with them the finest things that this village had to offer. They found their way to the father's house simply by following that young man's footprints in the snow. And when they got there, the father and all of his sons welcomed them all. Are you hungry? Are you thirsty? Are you tired? They gave them all enough to eat and enough to drink and let them rest. And after they were rested, those runners did not give these fine gifts to the young man. They gave those fine gifts to the young man's father and said, thank you. You have raised a good man. So when those people went back home, the father pulled that son to the side and told him, your gift was the best gift of all. You gave love. You gave compassion. You will take my place when I leave this world. And that, my friends, is the story how to follow directions.